In this video, I'm going to talk about two-letter syllables in Hiligaynon. Hiligaynon syllables containing two letters may end in a vowel, which you can also call as open syllables. Here are some examples. Kalayo, meaning fire. Let's syllabicate this word. Ka, la, yo. Kalayo. Each syllable here ends in a vowel. A from ka, a from la, and o from yo. Kalayo. Since all these three syllables end in a vowel, they are called open syllables. Another example is tubi, meaning water. Tu-bi. Both syllables are open syllables because they end in a vowel. U from tu and I from bi. Also note that these vowels at the end of the open syllable may either be soft or hard. Just like the O in kalayo. Kalayo, which is a soft vowel ending, or the I in tubi, which is a hard vowel ending. Kalayo, tubi. Kalayo, tubi. If you want to revisit the lesson on soft and hard vowel endings, click the link in the description below. There are instances when a two-letter syllable that begins with a vowel follows a closed syllable or a syllable that ends in a consonant. To put that in perspective, let's take the word sud-an, for example. Sud-an translates as side dish into English. It is any dish specifically eaten with rice, a staple food in every Ilonggo meal. Sud-an. This word has two syllables, sud and an. Sud is a closed syllable because it ends in a consonant. The second syllable, an, is a two-letter syllable beginning with a vowel, a. Take note that the syllables are separated by a hyphen. When a case like this happens, the vowel in the second syllable does not glide from the sound of the consonant from the first syllable. Hence we say sud-an. The hyphen acts as a stopper right after the first syllable and before sounding the second syllable. Again, sud-an. Sud-an. With that being said, nobody ever says sud-an. That's because the hyphen functions as a stopper. However, there are also Ilonggo people that do not use a hyphen in casual writing. Instead, they use a space. So they write down sud-an like this. Sud-an. There's a space between the two syllables. Despite the differences in writing styles, the pronunciation is one and the same. Sud-an. Seeing sud-an written down as sud-an without a hyphen should not come as a surprise to other native speakers. Well, it's because they're already surprised by how costly everything is. But kidding aside, here are more examples of hyphenated words with two-letter final syllables. The first one is kan-on, meaning cooked rice. Kan-on. Kan-on. Another one is bak-it, meaning to remove cooking pot from fire. Bak-it. Bak-it. There are also vowels starting two-letter syllables that are found at the beginning of a word. For example, itlog, meaning egg. By syllabicating this word, we get it and log. It starts with a vowel, and as you can see, there are only 2 letters in this syllable. When a 2-letter syllable starts a word, the syllable that comes after it is not separated by a hyphen. The syllables in the word itlog are not separated by a hyphen or a space, as we previously discussed. And so itlog is written as itlog in one continuous word and not chopped up by a hyphen or a space. However, it is very important to note that there are no standard rules in spelling Hiligaynon words. So when you see native speakers spell words a certain way, it is sometimes best to play it by ear, or in this case, play it by eye. I don't know if that makes sense. But what I really want to say is, copy the trend that your favorite Ilonggo person follows in terms of writing Hiligaynon words down. Let's take a look at some other examples. Okbo, meaning arm wrestling, or as a verb, to arm wrestle. As you can see, okbo has 2 syllables, ok and bo, okbo. So far, I've never seen this word spelled with a hyphen or separated by a space. The next example is one you would come across every day. Ambot. Ambot is a one-word expression used to mean I don't know. So if you don't know the answer to the question being asked, you say ambot, 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 ambot. Ambot is not just limited to not knowing. It is also used to express frustration. So in English, when you express such feeling, you would say something like whatever. And in Hiligaynon, you can also express frustration by saying ambot. So this is how you would sound when you express frustration by using ambot. Ambot, ambot. Now, if you want to be dismissive, you can also use ambot to express that feeling. So you would sound like ambot, ambot, ambot. There is that clear dismissiveness or anger register in your voice. In the next video, I'm going to talk about 3-letter syllables. This is Angelo, your Hiligaynon tutor. I teach Hiligaynon from my perspective as a native speaker. I post a video lesson every week. Madamo gid nga salamat. Please like and subscribe.